The cameras flashed, the crowd froze, and just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession.
It was absolute chaos.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Today we are diving into the story behind the viral headline sweeping the internet. Travis Kelce reacts to his mom's secret lies.
Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
And we are so thrilled you are joining us today, because this deep dive, it takes you straight into the Scottish Highlands.
Right into the heart of Ardross Castle.
Exactly. We're exploring this completely fascinating collision of reality television, sports royalty, and pop culture mega fame.
I mean, if you had told anyone a year ago that we'd be analyzing game theory, reality TV betrayal, and the NFL's most famous family all at once, it would have sounded like a simulation glitch.
Totally. But here we are, and for this deep dive, we have gathered a really robust stack of sources for you. We're synthesizing reporting from Variety, Time, and the Times of India.
Plus, we pulled extensive Reddit fan theories, specific transcripts from the New Heights and Greenlight podcasts, and, of course, the official show data from Peacock.
The mission for today is to unpack how a single, highly experimental game twist on Season 4 of The Traitors sparked a massive online debate.
It really upended the whole structure of a hit show.
It did, and it forced the internet's favorite football family into full-blown brand management mode.
So setting the stage for you requires looking back to January 2026. Season 4 of the American version of The Traitors premiered, bringing 23 celebrities to that iconic castle.
Right, the usual suspects.
Yeah, reality TV veterans. But there was one casting choice that fundamentally altered the gravity of the show.
73-year-old Donna Kelce.
Exactly. Mother of NFL superstars Jason and Travis Kelce, and, future mother-in-law to Taylor Swift.
Okay, let's unpack this, because Donna wasn't just cast to smile for the camera. She was given a brand new game-breaking role.
The Secret Traitor.
Yes. Now, as you likely already know, the usual rhythm of the castle relies on the traitors having that nightly conclave.
Right, the hidden room.
Right. The standard traitors use that room to vent, scheme, build alibis for one another. It's a built-in safety net.
But the Secret Traitor twist completely stripped that safety net away from Donna. She was tapped before she even entered the castle. She found a card in a box naming her the Secret Traitor.
Okay.
And instead of the standard green cloak, she was given a red cloak. And she operated in total, absolute isolation. She had zero knowledge of who the three regular traitors were.
And those three were heavy hitters. We're talking Lisa Rinna from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills,
Iconic.
Candiace Dillard-Bassett from Potomac, and Rob Roush from Love Island, USA. Donna didn't know their identities, and they were completely in the dark about hers.
Which brings us to her only actual mechanical power in the game. Every night, working entirely alone, Donna had to generate a murder shortlist.
Just the list of names.
Yeah. She would write down 4 names, and that list was secretly passed to the regular traitors in their conclave. Those 3 were then forced to select their nightly victim strictly from Donna's predetermined list.
Wow. And what's fascinating here is the sheer psychological toll this specific twist extracts from a player.
Oh, absolutely.
Standard traitors survive the immense pressure of the game because they have that psychological release valve in the conclave. They can coordinate their lies.
But Donna was a solo operative. She was carrying the heaviest secret in the Scottish Highlands with absolutely no one to bounce ideas off of.
Picture yourself in her shoes for a second. You are completely isolated, holding a secret that everyone in the building is actively trying to uncover.
It's terrifying.
Think about her public persona. She is America's sports mom. Her brand is baking cookies and cheering in the stands. If she had been put in the regular conclave, she could have used that inherent sweetness as the ultimate camouflage.
Blending in with the group while pulling strings in secret.
Exactly. Instead, she had to sit in plain sight with this unshareable burden. Structurally, it reminds me of a corporate hierarchy. The regular traitors were essentially middle management.
Executing the direct orders of an unseen CEO.
Right. But that CEO position was fundamentally doomed from the start because Donna couldn't rely on middle management to protect her from the board.
But wait, let me play devil's advocate here. Isn't the whole point of casting a mega celebrity in a role like this to test if they can survive the pressure cooker?
It's a fair point.
You could argue the producers gave her immense power, and she simply played a bad game by not managing her stress levels or blending in well enough.
You might think that on the surface, but you really have to look at the social capital inside that castle.
Yeah, that's true.
Donna was surrounded by reality TV veterans, alumni from Survivor, Big Brother, the Real Housewives franchises. These people are professional gamers.
They speak a very specific industry vocabulary.
Exactly. They instantly understand concepts like split votes, floater strategies, using other players as meat shields. They know how to produce a television show while simultaneously starring in it.
They form complex alliances on day one, and Donna entered that ecosystem completely green. She lacked the vocabulary to defend herself.
So she was the clear odd man out from the moment she walked through the doors. And if you dive into the Reddit commentary we pulled, the hyper-vigilant fans noticed her disadvantage immediately.
Oh, the fans catch everything.
Everything. During the second physical challenge, the carnival whirl, Donna visibly sat out. Now, to a regular viewer, that just looks like a 73-year-old woman smartly avoiding an exhausting physical task.
Right, which makes sense.
But to the professional gamers in the cast, someone who isn't physically engaging but remains mysteriously present suddenly becomes a massive red flag. They are scrutinizing every single baseline behavior for anomalies.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, you also have to factor in the unprecedented external cultural pressure bearing down on the cast.
The Taylor Swift factor.
Yes. We are talking about a massive level of intimidation. Host Alan Cumming actually confirmed on a late-night talk show that the contestants were genuinely terrified to vote Donna out.
Terrified.
They were operating under the intense fear of incurring the wrath of the Swifties.
Which is entirely rational. I mean, Donna confirmed on the reunion special that Taylor Swift, along with her parents Scott and Andrea, are avid religious fans of the Traitors.
Knowing that the biggest pop star on the planet is watching your every move adds a paralyzing meta layer to the game. You aren't just voting out a player.
No, you're potentially making yourself a villain to hundreds of millions of highly organized fans on social media.
It's a PR nightmare. And later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming with her exit.
You won't want to miss it. But here's where it gets really interesting. Despite that overwhelming fear of the Swiftie fan base, the cast still managed to turn on her.
They did.
If you look at this through the lens of game theory, you can see a brilliant collective action strategy play out. The players essentially waited until they had a near-unanimous consensus to banish Donna.
It wasn't just 2 or 3 loud voices leading a charge at the round table. They needed the entire castle to agree.
Yes. That is a classic Nash equilibrium in practice. In game theory, a Nash equilibrium occurs when no player can gain an advantage by changing their own strategy while the other players keep theirs unchanged.
So if 1 or 2 players stick their necks out to target Donna, they take 100% of the social media blowback.
Exactly. But if 20 people vote her out simultaneously, it dilutes the individual blame. A massive fandom cannot effectively target an entire cast with the same vitriol they would use on a single reality TV villain.
It was a pure self-preservation tactic by the cast.
And if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead, and you really want to be here for them.
You definitely do, because you can actually see that collective self-preservation hit its breaking point in episode 3.
Oh, the tension.
The tension in the castle had been compounding. Donna was growing increasingly quiet and reserved. She tried to play it off to the group as simply being starstruck.
Right, claiming she was just fangirling over being surrounded by all these celebrities.
But professional gamers read silence as guilt. Nobody was buying the starstruck routine.
The situation culminated in an event that fundamentally broke the normal pacing of the show. We got an after-breakfast banishment.
Which is wild.
As you know, banishments traditionally happen late at night after a full day of exhausting challenges, side conversations, strategizing.
Calling the cast to the round table first thing in the morning is highly unusual and suggests a level of production urgency.
Donna knew she was cornered. She made a valiant last-ditch effort to deflect the blame onto actor Michael Rappaport, pointing out his tendency to monopolize conversations and just be overly loud.
It was a logical play to target the loudest voice in the room. But the momentum against her was a tidal wave.
The exit itself was incredibly dramatic, almost cinematic in its execution. The vote against her was overwhelmingly unanimous.
She stood up next to Alan Cumming to reveal her true identity, and you could hear a pin drop.
She looked at the group and said, "I know I'm the sacrificial lamb." Then she dropped the bombshell on the shocked room. "You got yourself a traitor."
The reaction shots in that room were television gold. The faithfuls were celebrating, genuinely thrilled they had finally caught a traitor.
But the camera immediately cut to the 3 regular traitors.
Yeah.
Lisa, Candiace, and Rob. They were having a completely separate, private revelation.
You could see the realization wash over their faces that the sweet sports mom they just banished was actually their unseen puppet master.
That was amazing. Donna left the castle shedding happy tears, calling the entire experience a dream come true.
But while Donna was gracious in her exit, the internet response was anything but. The Traitors subreddit effectively caught fire.
Total meltdown.
Analytical fans were calling the Secret Traitor twist the worst casting decision and mechanical failure in the show's history. One highly upvoted comment went so far as to compare Donna's appearance to a Make-A-Wish experience.
That is brutal. But it highlights exactly why the core demographic was so frustrated. The fans zeroed in on the structural complaint we discussed earlier.
The producers gave Donna an immense amount of game-breaking information, but utterly disarmed her socially.
Right. She had no mechanical way to act on the information she possessed without immediately outing herself.
Which sparked rampant theorizing about producer interference. Many viewers speculated that the production team realized almost immediately that casting a non-gamer in the most complex, isolated role of the season was a catastrophic error.
The theory posits that keeping Donna isolated for the entire season would have ground the actual social deduction gameplay to a complete halt.
Which totally explains the weird timing of the after-breakfast banishment.
Exactly. A lot of those Reddit sleuths believe that Morning Roundtable was a forced, producer-driven event, designed to quickly excise a broken mechanic from the game and give Donna a graceful, early exit before the season's narrative stalled completely.
And for the record, the game did correct itself. Rob Roush, one of the standard traders who was initially taking orders from Donna's shortlist, went on to win the season and take home over $220,000.
Good for Rob. But wait until you hear what came next. Because the drama inside the castle was resolved, but the fallout in the real world prompted a massive, highly coordinated response from the Kelce family.
This is where we transition from a breakdown of reality TV mechanics into a masterclass on modern celebrity brand management.
If you thought the drama ended at the Scottish border, you have to look at what happened when the Kelce PR machine woke up. Travis and Jason Kelce addressed the elephant in the room on their massively popular New Heights podcast.
And their approach was brilliant. They kept it incredibly lighthearted, framing it around that viral hook we mentioned at the start. Travis reacting to his mom's secret lies.
Jason leaned into the shock value of it all. He admitted he was genuinely stunned by her gameplay, stating he thought his mom was, quote, way more deceitful and devious than he ever imagined she could be.
He praised her for standing her ground in a room full of sharks.
Travis backed that up by giving his mom his official stamp of the week. He also made a very specific point to shout out comedian Ron Funches,
thanking him for sticking by Donna's side in the game.
Right, acknowledging that Ron probably felt deeply betrayed when he found out the sweet woman he was defending was actually lying to his face. The sons played it perfectly as a fun, proud family moment.
But the sons were only one half of the PR strategy. Daughter-in-law Kylie Kelce provided the tactical defense.
Oh, she went in.
She really did. Her reaction on the Greenlight podcast offers a fascinating contrast to the brothers' laughter. Kylie delivered a sharp, highly analytical critique of the show's production choices.
She did not mince words. Kylie repeatedly stated that she was irked and annoyed by the Secret Traitor twist, arguing that it robbed the viewing audience of all-time television.
Her argument was incredibly astute from a gameplay perspective. Kylie recognized that by forcing Donna to be a secret solo operator, the producers actively neutralized Donna's greatest asset.
Her perceived sweetness.
Exactly. Kylie pointed out that if Donna had simply been cast as a regular traitor, she could have teamed up with people, gotten a little sneaky, and weaponized her inherent trustworthiness.
The twist didn't elevate her. It completely paralyzed her.
What I find so compelling about this defense is how perfectly it aligns with Kylie's own well-documented stance on fame and the reality TV machine. She firmly rejects manufactured drama for herself.
On her own podcast, not gonna lie, she recently shut down persistent rumors that she would join shows like Dancing with the Stars or Family Feud. She stated plainly, I don't want to be in front of a camera.
Kylie values authentic, unscripted moments above all else. She is incredibly self-aware about her proximity to fame.
She famously talked about the anxiety of interviewing former First Lady Michelle Obama, admitting she was, quote, sweating my absolute balls off because she felt she had no business being in that room.
So when someone who values that level of raw authenticity watches their mother-in-law get chewed up by a highly manufactured, mechanically flawed reality TV twist, that frustration is genuine.
It is a fiercely protective pivot. Kylie wasn't just defending Donna's character. She was vigorously defending Donna's competency.
She successfully shifted the public blame away from Donna's ability to play the game and placed it squarely on the shoulders of the Peacock producers for designing a flawed mechanic.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next, because this family dynamic is just fascinating.
Despite the intense Reddit debates, the theories of producer interference, and the tactical family critiques, the Kelces ultimately anchored the entire saga in a very wholesome, grounded place.
They really did. There was a moment on Facebook where a fan pointed out the dynamic between the women in the Kelce orbit, noting how close Taylor Swift and Kylie Kelce are to the family and how wonderful it is to see them embraced.
Donna responded with an incredibly endearing comment. She wrote, "My kids seem to befriend and love the very best of society. Lucky me."
It serves as the perfect punctuation mark to the whole ordeal. It is a gentle reminder to the public that beneath the layers of reality TV betrayals, game theory mechanics, and intense fandom pressures, this is fundamentally just a family that genuinely supports one another.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? We started today by looking at a television show, but we ended up analyzing a massive cultural phenomenon.
The Secret Traitor twist was, let's be honest, a phenomenal idea on a whiteboard in a writer's room. It had a compelling layer of mystery for the home audience.
But when you take that abstract idea and apply it to a towering cultural figure like Donna Kelce,
Someone who walked into that Scottish castle carrying the immense weight of the NFL and the entire Swiftie fandom on her shoulders.
the concept simply collapsed under its own structural flaws.
It's a really fascinating case study in the limits of social dynamics. Games of social deduction require a relatively level playing field to function properly. You need players who have an equal opportunity to build trust, form alliances, and leverage their social capital.
When you inject a player who possesses massive, unavoidable external fame, give them zero internal game alliances, and isolate them entirely from the only people who share their win condition,
The foundational mechanics of the game break down. You simply cannot separate the player's real-world identity from their in-game avatar.
which leaves us with a lot to chew on regarding the future intersection of game shows and mega celebrities. I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over.
The Traitors is an ecosystem built entirely on deception, hidden identities, and psychological manipulation.
But when a contestant's real-world identity is so incredibly massive that it casts a shadow over the entire castle, literally influencing how professional gamers vote out of fear of real-world social media backlash, is it ever truly possible to play a fair game?
Or, as we saw with Mama Kelce in the Scottish Highlands, are we just watching the very concept of reality television buckle under the immense, unavoidable weight of modern celebrity?
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.